What's up again, everybody? So recently I found myself over on the DM United webpage looking at their full set review for the Infinity Gauntlet set, just because I love to hear what their opinions are on things, and because Dice Masters is freaking awesome, and so why not read up on as much as you can. And as I was going through and looking at their ratings, I got curious and I thought to myself, what is the lowest rated card that they have on the site? And after doing some digging, I believe I found that the lowest rated card there, both in draft and constructed, was Poker Knight, a basic action card that costs 3 and says gain 1 life. You and your opponent each roll a die from your used pile. Each player who rolls a character face gains 1 life. Return those dice to the used pile. You may only use 1 copy of Poker Knight each turn. And I thought to myself, wow, that card sucks. That is the worst card in the set. And upon thinking that, of course, my brain takes the very next logical step and said, let's build a whole freaking team around this card. So with that in mind, let's take one more look at the card and try to think about some things we could do to make this not terrible. Poker Knight, again, is a 3-cost basic action that allows you to gain 1 life, and then you and your opponent are going to roll a die from your used pile. That means you get to roll and they are forced to roll. Each player who rolls a character face gains 1 life. So your opponent can gain 1 life, you can gain 1 life. Then you're both going to put those dice back in the used pile, and this is a very important thing to note. You can only use 1 copy of this each turn. Okay, so what are some things that this card provides, that this card can do, that we might be able to take advantage of? Well, first of all, it makes our opponent roll a die. And the moment I hear that, I immediately think of the Riddler, Creature of Pure Pride, a 6-drop bolt character, double villain affiliated, that says while the Riddler is active, when an opponent rolls or re-rolls a die other than during their roll and re-roll step, deal that opponent 2 damage. So far, this is a pretty easy combo. If we have the Riddler active and we play a copy of Poker Knight, we're rolling a die and our opponent's rolling a die. The moment we resolve Poker Knight completely, the Riddler deals our opponent 2 damage. Now, yes, I get what you're saying. If you're thinking to yourself, well, man, that's not even that much. It may just be 1 damage because Poker Knight may gain them 1 health first, and then Riddler deals them 2 damage. Yeah, I know. This is not going to be a meta team. Get over it. Now, what else does Poker Knight allow us to do that we could possibly take advantage of? Well, it also allows us to roll a die. And what can we do when we roll a die? Well, we could trigger energize effects. And there are several really cool energize effects that we can actually trigger pulling the die from the used pile and rolling it. In fact, there's just generally some pretty good energize effects out there, but the one that I want to try and use is Common Adam Warlock, Golden Gladiator, a 5-cost mask character with that Infinity Watch affiliation that says energize. You may re-roll target opposing character die. Okay, so now are you starting to see what we're doing here? We have the Riddler active, we play Poker Knight, we make them fully resolve Poker Knight and roll something from their used pile, and that will deal them 2 damage. We choose to roll an Adam Warlock in our own used pile, which if we hit the energize effect for, forces them to re-roll a character die if we pick one of their character dice that's active in the field, and them re-rolling that character die will then trigger the Riddler a second time, dealing them another 2 damage, and then possibly removing one of their character dice. That's kind of fun, right? That's kind of interesting. It only costs a 6-cost character, a 5-cost character, and a 3-cost basic action. That's pretty terrible, but I mean, we could make something work out of this. So the next question is, how do we make all of this stuff cheaper? Because obviously a 6-drop, a 5-drop, and a 3-drop, or multiple Poker Knights, if we wanted to buy multiple, is going to be pretty expensive and pretty slow. So my answer to that is a little bit different than what you would normally do. Again, I'm not trying to build a meta team. I'm trying to mess around with fun stuff. So I picked the rare Ebony Maw Supernatural Persuasion, another 5-drop mask character. This one says when fielded, reroll target opposing character die. So there's another reroll effect that we can trigger the Riddler's effect on. But the most important part here is this part. Your character dice cost 2 less to purchase this turn for each Ebony Maw die fielded this turn. He's also got a Villain Maker global, but I didn't actually include any synergy within that. The main portion of this is that we get the trigger off of the Riddler and we get everything reduced by 2, all wrapped up in a nice pretty 5-cost package on a when fielded effect. But wait, that's just another 5-drop that we have to buy, so how do we make that cheaper? Well, we have 2 mask characters, and both of them are 5-drops, so we might as well just throw in Asuka, Empress of Tomorrow. If you don't know Asuka, she's a 3-cost mask character that says while Asuka is active, your mask superstars, or character dice, cost 2 less to purchase to a minimum of 1. She also has this buffing effect where if you field a superstar die that is a mask character, each of your active Asuka characters get +1 attack and +1 defense, but really, we're just here to get her to provide a 2-cost discount discount to both Adam Warlock and Ebony Maw. If we can buy 3-cost Ebony Maws, multiples of them, and then use their when fielded effect to reduce the cost of like the Riddler or Adam Warlock, that would be pretty cool. Okay, and look, while we're on the kind of crazy train of just trying stuff that we've never tried before, let's just throw on Storm Mother Nature, a 4-drop bolt character that's an X-Men that says when fielded, if you have an action die in your reserve pool, which hopefully is going to be Poker Knight, and it doesn't have to be on any face, it could be on an action face or an energy face. If you just have it there in your reserve pool, you get to re-roll target active opposing character die, and if it rolls an energy face, you place it in the used pile, meaning we can get another proc on the Riddler, and we remove another character from their field. Okay, so we're 5 cards and 1 basic action in. What in the world do we do with the rest of this? Here's what I did. I put Nihilore Plotting on here for the Nihilore Global. I thought maybe this is cool to cycle the Ebony Maw and the Storm. You could probably attack with both of them and maybe get them KO'd, but you know, if you get really lucky and you use these when fielded effects to reroll your opponent's stuff, they may just waltz through unblocked and then you have to cycle them back through the bag. So maybe you just Nihilore them and do them again next turn to get their effects. I also put Super Rare Thor on here, not really because we plan to ever buy him, but really just to use the Thor Global to buy Poker Knight more cheaply and easily. If this is all about using the Riddler and Poker Knight to reroll like Adam Warlock and get the Energize effect and like your Ebony Maws or whatever, really, if it's just to roll things with Poker Knight, we need to buy all of the Poker Knights as quickly as possible just to have the most fun. And I will say that with the final team slot, I did kind of cop out and I put Clayface Restless on here because I figured, you know, with Clayface Restless, at least we can pull a mask out of the used pile into our reserve pool and then use that to pay for like an Adam Warlock, or to pay for a Storm if we needed to fix for a Bolt, or the Riddler if we wanted to fix for an early Bolt and try to squeeze the Riddler purchase early. If I would have had the guts, I might have considered putting Black Swan the Cabal, which is the common that was most recently released. It's a 4-cost Bolt character that says while she's active, if you use an Energize ability, you get to gain 1 life, and it would just be like a funny like life gain team at that point. But again, she's kind of expensive in a Bolt, but you know, maybe we have the ability to reach for that if we can get a few Ebony Maws pretty early. The other option would be to go for like Iron Man Multi-Billionaire, which is a 4-cost uncommon from the Infinity Gauntlet set that says Energize gain 2 life, because then when you play Poker Knight, you can like gain 3 life, which would be hilarious. Maybe there's like a weird like life gain doesn't have a win condition variant of this that we could play. That would be kind of funny. But nevertheless, on to the final card of the team, which is the second basic action. And what I put on the team was Walk with Elias, specifically for the Mask Global, so that we can prep over 2 dice and set up a nice little Riddler turn alongside of like a discount with Ebony Maw. But honestly, I also thought maybe we run just like Investigation because we can buy them cheaply with Thor, and maybe we use that to kind of churn through the bag and roll a Poker Knight just about each turn. Again, Poker Knight is limited to playing 1 per turn. You can't play 2. But if you have like at least 1 or 2 investigations that churn through your bag each turn, you're more guaranteed to roll 1 of the Poker Knights so that you can use 1 of the Poker Knights. The only issue that I see with doing something like that with investigation is that it refills your bag like really readily. So anytime you want to use Poker Knight to roll Adam Warlock, you'd need to purchase an Adam Warlock on that turn. So is this like a meta combo? That laugh should tell you everything you need to know. Holy crap, no, this is really not a meta combo. This is literally us trying to make Poker Knight viable in any way, shape, or form using it's basically just like a less optimized version of a Riddler team using Poker Knight instead of like the good cards that reroll things. But I don't care because it's fun and we're trying it. Let me know in a comment below what you think about using Poker Knight along with the Riddler, and let me know if you have any other cool ideas of ways that you would use Poker Knight to actually be pretty decent. Maybe it's going for that life gain build, who knows? If you like Dice Mastered content and you want to see more, you should consider subscribing and liking this channel. We've already hit 1,750 subscribers this year, which is just mind-boggling, and I'm so thankful if you're watching and you chose to hit the like or the subscribe button at any point. So I guess let's keep on going towards that 2,000 mark and we'll do another giveaway. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.